Good morning. First of all, I'd like to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. And I hope that you'll stay after church for a delicious lunch to celebrate Thanksgiving and also the 89th birthday of Unity of New Orleans, right after service today. And when you're thinking about all the reasons that you have to be grateful, I hope that you'll also remember to be grateful for this beautiful building that we have and all of our wonderful friends here at Unity and this beautiful Thanksgiving dinner that we have every year to celebrate our birthday and Thanksgiving with our Sangha, which is the brotherhood and sisterhood of other people on our spiritual path. From what I've been hearing, there's been a little political tension of late in some of our genetic families. A 16-year-old told me this week that she had had dinner with her grandparents last week and that her grandfather and father had argued so vociferously about the election that she came home with a migraine. I doubt that that will be your experience here today with your Unity family, so we definitely have something else to be grateful for. And maybe you would be grateful for a few alternative conversation topics from politics to bring up with your families this week. Try asking them that if they know when the first Thanksgiving became official, the official holiday in America. Thanksgiving was not officially declared to be until, in November anyway, until Franklin Delano Roosevelt decreed it. Now, Abraham Lincoln, I found out this morning, actually made it an official holiday in 1863, but it was Franklin Delano Roosevelt that set the date and moved it till November. So you might ask them if they know that and why it was that he moved it to the third Thursday in November instead of December, where it used to be. He moved it back during the Depression so that there would be longer shopping holiday time and people would spend more money. All right, maybe that'll help you avoid the political discussions this Thanksgiving. This year at Thanksgiving, we may eat turkey with our families or we may not. Many of us, of course, will be eating tofu. But I hope that we will all, at some point during the day, take a moment to think about the real history of this day, and especially to realize, at least more than we ordinarily do, how very good life has been to all of us, and how wonderful it is to be safe and healthy and alive. In preparation for Thanksgiving during these last couple of weeks, this is the third week, we've been talking about developing an attitude of gratitude and how practical it is to be grateful for our many blessings. Since, as you probably know, Unity is considered to be a center of practical spirituality or practical Christianity, I'd like to share some research with you about why grateful people are happier, healthier, and holier. Some very practical reasons for us to all start developing or redeveloping this attitude of gratitude at this time of year. Research has shown that with an attitude of gratitude, there are certain disease-causing emotions that simply cannot live inside of us, such as despair, anxiety, unforgiveness, frustration, selfishness, hatred, judgment, shame, doubt, jealousy, resentment, and sadness. When you are no longer slaves to those emotions due to a grateful heart, your whole life will be better. Now, when you have filled your being with an attitude of gratitude, and when you have cleared out the space for a higher, healthier, happier emotion, what does research say you can really expect? I found this very interesting. Feelings of compassion, abundance, fulfillment, appreciation, acceptance, hope, harmony, happiness, freedom, peace, joy, purpose, understanding, enthusiasm, energy. Not bad, huh? And you deserve that. You all deserve that. Jesus said that he came so that you would have life and have it more abundantly. Buddha's primary teaching, the Four Noble Truths, are all about getting rid of your suffering. All valid spiritual teachings help you become more peaceful, happy people, which enables you to be more loving. So it's smart, as well as spiritual, to develop a sense of gratitude. We've talked about the myriad reasons that we have to actually be grateful for our free country, for friends and family, for education, for wisdom, for a sense of fun and humor, for homes, security, jobs, cars, for the possibility of being born again and starting all over at any time. Also for so many big things and little things, things that seem little, that we take so for granted. For example, this week I saw a PowerPoint at my school about the deplorable conditions in Haiti since the latest hurricane. It is hot, filthy, dangerous, and insect-ridden there. The people are hungry. They are living outside or in huts or in cardboard boxes. There are no jobs. The schools are non-existent. The few that there are absolutely deplorable. Last night, as I was lying in my soft, comfortable bed in my climate-controlled, clean and relatively clean, and safe house, I can't lie up here again, and safe house with no spiders, relatively no spiders, lizards and snakes crawling all over me. Can you imagine what that's like to be out there in that heat and in the elements at night with all those things crawling all over you? And I could sleep so well, and it was quiet, and I was so grateful. I realized that what seems like normally a small thing like comfort is really huge. Writing this truth lesson this week resensitized me to the many, many blessings that I have. It's amazing how many things like our comfortable homes, clean water, that's almost non-existent right now in Haiti, and food, easy transportation, and other amenities are luxuries in many parts of the world. Right now, as we sit here, we have so very much to be thankful for. And let us never forget the tremendous gift of freedom, of religion, for which we should be all very, very grateful. There were times in history when many of us here at Unity would have been burned at the stake or hung for our religious beliefs. I am quite sure of it. I know enough of you to know what your beliefs are. You know what mine are. We would have been hung. Every year at this time, I am reminded of the fact that in Elizabethan England in the 1600s, one never knew from day to day. You never knew when you woke up if you were supposed to be Roman Catholic that day or Anglican. And the punishment for not adhering to that state religion was loss of property, loss of certain rights, and often loss of life itself. For freedom of religion, we should all be especially grateful. Allow me to share this inscription that appears on the Plymouth Rock Monument in Massachusetts, and I quote, "This monument marks the first burying ground in Plymouth of the passengers of the Mayflower. Here, under cover of darkness, the fast dwindling group of pilgrims laid their dead, leveling the earth above them with no markers, no tombstones, lest the Indians should learn how many were in those graves. History records no nobler venture for faith and freedom than that of this group of pilgrims. In weariness and painfulness, often in hunger and cold, They laid the foundation of a state wherein every human through countless ages would eventually have the liberty to worship God in his or her own way. For these pilgrims' sacrifice and for the religious freedom that we all enjoy, may we be truly grateful. So Thanksgiving is a day to give thanks to God for all that we have. And that act will help us hopefully start seeing the good that is everywhere in our lives. We can start getting in the habit of knowing that we will be fine. We are so fortunate that we live in a time when diseases are rare, food is plentiful, and safety is apparent. In fact, this week, my biggest problems were New Orleans potholes and those darn speeding tickets that we get in the mail with a picture of the back of our car on them. Talk about first world problems, huh? Many people in the world would love to have navigable streets and transportation. And here I was, not being grateful, but complaining in my mind about these things. Seeing those pictures of Haiti last week helped me put things in perspective. And it proved the research too, because my becoming especially grateful for all that I had opened my heart to forgetting about what I didn't have and made me desperately want to help those people, especially those adorable little children in their little pink dresses and ribbons that the ladies from some Catholic church over on the North Shore had made for them. These little girls looked so grateful and so happy in those pictures. Yet I knew from hearing the ladies talk that they only got one meal a day and that clean water was rare for them. For what to us is a little thing like clean water and a huge thing to many people and something for which we should be truly grateful, may we start thinking about these things. Just keep in mind all that we do have, and especially at this time of the year. And even when things sometimes seem really difficult for us, let us just remember that probably everything is going to work out right, probably better than we ever dreamed that it would, if we put our spiritual tools in place and work. Just ask God to see things differently. Ask that you be capable of seizing the power to unbind yourself from fear and doubt. Ask that you not be bound by thoughts of the past or maybe of the doubts of your family and friends, so that you will have the power to see all the gifts and the possibilities that surround you and thus be grateful. Even those things you're going to have to work to transmute a little bit. You will be a stronger person when you do. During this Thanksgiving week, we would do well to get in touch with that feeling and to be thankful for all that we have and all that has been done for us, so that we can then enjoy our lives even more. And let us be thankful for the things that we have not yet seen that are going to come to us. Just think about that. It's exciting to think of all the blessings that are yet to come. Let us know that everything will be fine. No matter how great our mountain may seem that we might be climbing right now, or how great our difficulty might look from our present perspective, or what our present challenges may be for which we might not feel so grateful, there is a way to deal with them that is beyond anything that we can imagine if we will just remember to ask for divine help, and then we will grow. And remember that some of these challenges are truly our ticket to greater enlightenment, certainly growth. We can never learn to forgive and to practice seeing the innocence in others and their call for love if we never have any issues to serve as grist for the mill. Our human reaction to seeming problems is often, of course, not to be grateful, to even sometimes curse. the things that are not quite right. Yet, we can grow from any situation in our lives. I know sometimes I pray hard for spiritual growth, and then something painful will happen very soon afterwards, and I feel sorry for myself, and I react with righteous indignation at the person who caused me pain. In retrospect, though, I realized that I attracted exactly what I had prayed for, the chance to grow spiritually, to strengthen my spiritual wings, to learn to see the innocence or the fear in others, for their call for love behind their actions. My father used to tell me, be careful what you want, you'll probably get it. Did your parents ever tell you that? No? Okay. So be aware of hidden gifts. Be aware of chances to grow, chances to practice forgiveness by seeing that there is really nothing to forgive. Only behind that veil, a sense of lack, pain, or fear behind their misdirected actions. These so-called misfortunes are chances to learn to forgive, chances to become aware for the cries of love from others in your life. Often people who lie, misrepresent themselves, or cause hurt are so wounded themselves that they will do or say anything or present themselves in a way that will capture your attention, get your love or admiration or whatever else they think they need from you. We should never let anyone take advantage of us. That kind of enabling is not good for them or us. And some people need to be loved from afar, of course. But we can be grateful for having the opportunity in certain situations to grow by not remaining negative toward others, but instead to see their pain, which makes it easier for us to practice forgiveness and rid ourselves then of disease-causing negativity. In the Course of Miracles, it says that it's really just realizing there's nothing to forgive. All teachers know this. Some of the kids who have most acted out and been the most obstreperous in my classes were the ones most in need of love and attention. Those are often the ones who feel inside the most inadequate. Opportunities to develop wisdom and to forgive abound in those situations. And honestly, we can be grateful for situations that can help us all grow. And this wisdom will create the peace that will set you free, free from suffering and negativity, for which we can be grateful. So this week, give yourself a boost. Stay present to all of the things that you have to be thankful for. Friends, family, success, recovery from natural or human tragedy, renewal of your life, joy, Thanksgiving dinner, clean water, laughter, joy, kindness, comfort, security, to mention just a few. And for what Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore calls the pure essence of being that binds together the whole human family. We may live in different countries, be of different faiths, and different political parties, and opinions of many kinds, but we are all one essence. And part of our spiritual journey is to realize that and to start enjoying it instead of being victims of various kinds of divisiveness that tear us apart and tear the world apart. I believe that despite the appearance of things in the media sometimes, people do have a deep, deep yearning to join together, and that we are so much closer than we sometimes think to getting to that point. The media makes us think it's just this terrible situation. I really think we're far closer now than we were even 50 years ago. The internet and fast and easy travel have sped that process up incredibly. I teach teenagers who regularly play video games with kids that live all over the world. Did you know you can do that? Kids that many of their parents would consider enemies of this country. These kids are best friends. They're playing and having the best time. In this way and in many, many others, I heartily agree with Charles Fillmore that we can also be thankful for this essence of being that binds the whole human family together. It's happening. And perhaps during our Thanksgiving dinner today, after this service, you can maybe share with each person at your table one thing for which you are grateful. And maybe you can get on that subject with your families this Thanksgiving, possibly another way to avoid politics. Whatever you do, for the very practical reason, try to work on your attitude of gratitude to God for all of the beautiful, wonderful opportunities that you have been given. This will transform your life for the better, bring you closer to your divine essence, and put you more in touch with the reality of your good fortune. It will relieve the suffering that you often have of concentrating on what you don't have. How many of you all, when you were sharing, were thinking about your things that you don't have and your problems? No, great. I read recently that one of the most spiritual feelings is to have a satisfied soul. Isn't that beautiful? A satisfied soul. As it makes us whole and thus opens the door to our oneness with all of life and our oneness with God. So, may this Thanksgiving find you with a grateful heart and loving thoughts, which will bring joy into your life and joy into the life of everyone around you. Amen.